I'm talking about is the same thing my folks used to do. We grew up in the Metro Detroit area, Ferndale. If Mom went to the west side, she hit everything she was going to hit on the west side, and she waited, got all the trips, and she made all the trips on one day. She didn't go twice on Monday, twice on Tuesday, once on Wednesday, once on Friday. It was the one big trip. She made all the stops. She also parked her car. And Eaton Rapids is a typical thing we fight with here. People will drive their car from business to business, yet we have beautiful parking areas, and they won't get out and walk.
Sure.
Carter said, frankly, put a cardigan on. Turn your temperature down a little bit. You know, we have iPods, computers up to the max. That's where our power increase comes. And you know one of our big issues, we haven't done anything with the power grid. But our demand is skyrocketed. Why? Because we're a little electronic tethered society. At some point, you're right, personal responsibility has to kick in. And personally, you have to watch how much energy you use. It is as simple as turning off the damn light bulb. And we're not talking about any things you just mentioned. We know we still need to go through those things. But somebody has to get up like Carter did, drive less, drive slower, put a sweater on.
Come on in, come on in.
And have that essence of a little bit of sacrifice. It's hard for me to send a kid in khakis to get killed, and everybody's still burning gasoline like it's free. It's not.
Well,
you take a heavy burden for that.
I hear what you're saying, but I think America ought to wrestle with that themselves.
Oh,
and I think those of us who conserve, you know, I ride motorcycles for fun, but they also conserve. But I also have a 3/4 ton Dodge pickup truck with a Hemi sitting outside right now that we haul our 27-foot travel trailer, that my wife washes all the linens if we have to wash instead of staying in hotels. And hotels say to me, don't tell people that because we want them to come to our hotels. And I say, that's beautiful. That's a choice we have as Americans. Uganda doesn't have that choice.
Well, the only choice I would tell you is our 3/4 ton farm truck sits at home with a 10-year-old truck with 48,000 miles on it. Our Focus of the same year has got 80,000 miles on it. The difference between 33 miles to the gallon and 15.
Oh, yeah.
And I think those are somewhat in responsibility. You don't hear it out of Obama. You don't hear it out of anybody.
But, well, we hear some of that. But I think, again, America ought to be able to fight that out amongst themselves.
Yeah, but nobody's fighting it.
Well, there are a lot of people fighting it. I hear it all the time. Just go around Ann Arbor. You'll hear a lot of it. And I think the battle is, for America, if I want to drive my 3/4 ton truck and pay the gas price, I'm going to do that. If I want to drive my Focus and not pay it, I'm going to do that. But let America make their decisions on it. Especially when you have not proven yet that we don't have all of the oil necessary for the next 150 years, coal necessary for the next 300 years, and between now and those 150 years, we will find an alternative. We're Americans. We can do it. We've seen that in our lifetime. Think what we've seen. You know, I used to work at a gas station, pump gas for Phila, on a gas war in 1909. And the big Pontiac Bonneville that I drove, well, first it was a Buick Special. Remember the size of those suckers. 1957 Buick Special. Lucky if I got 5 miles to the gallon.
Just remember, it's been 100 years plus with internal combustion, no alternative.
Well,
so 150 years.
So far we haven't needed it.
That's a thin safety margin.
So far we haven't needed it, but we will find it. I drive a Chrysler, or my wife drives it more generally, and she's driving it right now. That gives almost 30 miles to the gallon. It handles better, drives faster, more power, is efficient, and doesn't break down as much as that old Buick Special. Bottom line is, we will do it as Americans, but we will do it with the free market, we will do it with free enterprise, we will do it with capitalism that says if you want it, we'll produce it for you. And we will do it in order to stay ahead of the rest of the world. The question comes when Carter told us that we had to cut back, and we had all of these lines at 73 waiting to get gas. What did that produce? An economic downturn for us. Now I think if the government steps out of the way, there will be entrepreneurs that will find all we need for energy. And I want to see that. I want to be able to pull my trailer and go to the campgrounds and enjoy what I like to do out in nature, and do it with a truck that gets better than 20 miles to the gallon. I'd love that, but I think we'll find it. So you keep talking about it. There are others talking about it. I certainly hear it. It's not devoid of that talk out there. But I also want to make sure that we as citizens make the choice. It's not government mandates that come.